Hello everyone, Jay Marks here with my good friend Derek France.
Hey Jay, how's it going, man?
The Mayor of Flower Mound. And today for our video series with the Cross Timbers Gazette, we talk to people that are notable in the community, politicians and community players, and I think this man might fit the definition of all three. Interesting fact, he's running for re-election, and I want to know why. Do you mind having a conversation?
Let's go. I would love to talk to you about it, Jay.
Let's find out what Derek's up to and what his plans are as your next mayor. Derek the Mayor.
Jay Marks.
Good to see you, man.
You too, man. It's been a little while.
Good. So today we're official. We're
Yeah.
interviewing you for the benefit of the Cross Timbers Gazette newspaper and the Flower Mound population.
Yeah.
It's a little partnership I have going on there where I get to go out and interview notable people, politicians, and community players. And I think you're a little bit of all three.
I've been around for a minute. Yeah, I've been out there in the community, enjoyed the last 3 years, going to a lot of functions, doing, of course, the town hall meetings and all of the meetings that we have at town hall, and then all the chamber stuff and all the events. I mean, people don't realize how many events we have in town. Literally almost every weekend we have something going on in town. So
you know, Flower Mound is an incredibly charitable community.
Yeah.
A lot of people donating to a lot of really good causes. There's always something really great they can participate in.
There is. I mean, there's several this week and this weekend I could plug, but that's not the topic of the conversation today. So.
To be honest with you, today I'd like to take an opportunity and let all my friends out there get to know you a little better.
Perfect.
Because you're running for re-election.
I am. I've had such a good time representing the town and serving as your mayor, you know, for the last 3 years and running the town council meetings and our work session meetings. But really the most fun, Jay, is just being out in the community. The meetings I kind of see as, that's like the work, right? That's what you sign up for. You got to run the meetings. Being out in the community, going to all these functions, and really being an ambassador. Right. A lot of people don't know, Jay, that as the mayor of Flower Mound, I don't get to vote, right? We're up there on the dais. We've got the 5 other council members, and my job really is to run the meeting, have a sense of decorum, allow public comment, run the agenda, but I don't get to vote. But what I do get to do is be an ambassador for Flower Mound. So that's why you always see me out and about in town.
Now, you and your family lived here, what, 12, 13 years?
Almost 13 years, yeah. So my son graduated from Flower Mound High School, went on to become a Marine. My daughters ended up going to Texas A&M. Pause for the, all right. So graduated from Texas A&M. Actually, my youngest is a junior down there now. So our oldest daughter, Jenna, works in Lakeside, right, for actually Flower Mound's largest employer. So she's having fun down there, and it's a short commute.
Yeah, you bet. You know, Flower Mound's incredible. I moved here in 2004 myself, and I could have chose anywhere in the Metroplex where I wanted to live, start my real estate business, and I moved here because of the schools. I was raising kids at the time. And then I've come to love this place as a community. And you know, Foodie Friday, we tell about the restaurants and everything. But I'm curious, just let's talk about being the mayor for a minute.
Yeah.
What is something that you've learned about Flower Mound that maybe you didn't quite know before as a resident?
So one of the things I've learned a lot about Flower Mound, right? I mean, 3 years serving as mayor, being out there every day. There's not a day that we really rest. Maybe on Sundays, right, after church. But I've learned, number one, our community has a heartbeat, right? All the residents in our town, the vibe that we get, whether it's maybe at the Riverwalk or down in Lakeside or maybe you know, around Target or doing some shopping up there, our town has a heartbeat and we give back to our community. A lot of people don't realize there's 5 Rotaries within our area, and that just means that selfless service, right? People want to give back, they want to donate their time. Not everybody has a lot of extra money, but every once in a while you can show up on a Saturday morning and do some community service or help another nonprofit in that way, right?
Right. And I think the Summit Club's celebrating 50 years.
50 years, yeah, that's coming up over here. We're hosting it at the Marriott. Big plug for the Summit Club of Flower Mound. And actually, in conjunction with that, the Women of Flower Mound, both also 50 years. So it's like a joint gala, and we're all coming together to celebrate all things Flower Mound.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Flower Mound. I'm looking here, I'm seeing strategic goals, I'm seeing facts and figures. What is the direction of the town council? I mean, tell me about this work session you just completed.
Well, so a lot of people have said, hey, you know, Mayor, what's your goals for the next coming 3 years? And I said, look, this is about community. We've put a lot of time into our council retreat and our strategic plan, and we've come up with the 9 strategic goals, 8 strategic goals, and those are also on the website, the town's website, in the strategic plan. But on my website, derekfrance.com, I take our 8 strategic goals and I kind of put them in real life, right? I talk about how we're actually going to do this in town. It's easy to say superior quality of life. But what does that really mean, Jay? I mean, we're not building a ton of apartments around here, okay? Contrary to popular belief. We don't really need any more of that. What we need are better amenities. You can't really throw an axe. You can't really drive a golf car or go-kart, right? There's some things that we need to do for some of us that maybe we've already golfed yesterday and we want to go do something different, right? So how do you balance that sort of scenic vistas, right? But yet also maximizing our tax rate, both sales tax and ad valorem property tax, which, by the way, I don't know if you've seen my post, but right now in the town's history, we have the lowest property tax rate. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean your tax bill is the lowest, because we keep trying to lower that rate so that it's not such a big impact on your pocketbook. Plus, we doubled the homestead exemption and then increased the homestead exemption to $150K for seniors and veterans. So I'd call that a win.
Anytime a politician tells me they've lowered taxes, I'm like, bravo.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
A good thing.
Tell me this, what do you love most about being mayor?
I love most about being mayor is the opportunities that this has afforded me, the places I've got to go, the galas, the experience with the kids, and just helping raise money and representing the town. I just think that those experiences, unless you're an elected official, and we're not celebrities, Jay. Like, I want to be treated as an employee. I'm the employee of our residents, right? I'm out. I need to represent you and do the will of the people, and I try to do that every day. I'm always out and about. I mean, I try to go every day. We own our own business. We got to work, right? It's not a paid position. Being the mayor is a volunteer position, right? And every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're trying to be out there in the community, hitting all the charity stuff, the chamber stuff, Rotary stuff, everybody.
Right. Well, I'm involved in the community too.
Yeah.
And I see you a lot.
Yes.
And so it means a lot to me. But one thing I've noticed about you, Derek, is you always seem to be in a conversation with a citizen, with a member of the public.
Yeah.
And I'm told you're a pretty good listener, and I think I've seen that in action.
Yeah.
But I have a question. In your opinion, what does Flower Mound get right?
Jay, I think Flower Mound gets right a lot of things. In fact, most things. We wouldn't be the #1 town in Texas if we didn't, right? We wouldn't be the safest city, Money Magazine, right? And so, yeah, we've winning all these awards, but look, if you're doing your job, you're putting your head down every day, and you're doing what you think is right, and you're following your plan, and you're hiring good people, awards are going to come, okay? Right. I like to think like we're just an Olympic team, right? Like we're the major leagues. We're the NFL. We're putting together a good team and we're leading our community, and it just draws people to us. We're like a magnet, right? Like people who want to literally live, work, play, worship, get your hair cut, have a steak, have a bourbon, whatever, Diet Coke. That's all here in Flower Mound. I hardly ever have to leave the town, right?
No, we have some great choices, I'll tell you that. Derek, one thing about you that I think is really neat is that you seem to be, you include your family. I see your wife, your daughter around. So tell us a couple things about you as an individual, you as a human being, you as Derek, the man.
Yeah, so, being the mayor, and I said this before, 3 years ago, being the mayor really is just a title, right? I was an Eagle Scout before that. I was a father before that. I was a police officer before that. We're a lot of things as we go through different phases of life. So we've lived in Flower Mound almost 13 years, right? We lived in Wellington neighborhood. And we came here from Indiana, and I've worked overseas quite a bit as a government contractor. And we've just felt like Flower Mound is our home. And then as the opportunity came up to run for mayor, I thought, man, how better to get involved and learn even more about the town, right? So my wife Amanda and I, we try to go to a lot. She commits to one event a week, right? And so, I'm the type A personality, so I go out to a lot of things, especially the political stuff. But you'll often see Amanda and even our daughter Jenna out at a lot of the galas just representing. I think it's important for both adults and some of our younger adults to see families leading families together and things like that as we go through and we try to promote all the good things from the town. And granted, you asked me like, what do we get right? But look, we're human beings. We're not going to get everything right, okay? Like sometimes it's kind of like, well, why did we do that, right? And so sometimes you just got to look back after action report and say, we're not going to do it that way again. If you even notice, at the Independence Fest, we moved the stage, right? We had a lot of people falling out last year, heat exhaustion. This year, we just pointed the stage to the north, created a little bit more shade. And as we go forward and we do that, we like to kind of learn from our lessons, right?
Right. Who is going to be at Independence Fest this year?
Well, I can't tell you yet. The Parks Department will get upset at me, but
got it.
We're already in the planning for a big headliner, I can tell you that much.
Good.
Yeah.
Last question.
Okay.
If you could tell everyone in Flower Mound one thing about why you want to be reelected mayor. Looking at that camera right there, tell us why.
Listen, I want to be reelected as mayor because I genuinely care. I'm out in the community. I'm trying to represent everybody. I think in order to be a good mayor and a good leader, you need to have your ear to the sidewalk, which means you got to be on the sidewalk. You got to be out there every day working and pushing and being an ambassador for our town. And if we can do that together, then we have no more limits. We'll be really the best town in the whole United States and even the world, Jay.
All right, sounds good to me. Derek, thank you so much.
Thank
It's been
you.
Good to see you.
This is good. Yeah.
Everyone, go to derekfrance.com, learn more about our mayor, Derek, and go to flower-mound.com to learn more about our city and the town's strategic goals.